morning, everybody. We're here with the CTV update for Wednesday, August 13th, 2025. We're here without mics this morning, or without our road mics, which, as you know from the end of last week's video, it died on me. It died on me again this morning. I'll explain that in a minute. So things aren't going so well for me this morning. I got up and, of course, we had this rainstorm, which we definitely needed. But backed everything up. The satellite leaguers were backed up a little bit. And then, of course, this morning they're sodding holes 5 and 9. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But for men's league, that means that those two greens are temporary. If you're getting this tomorrow, seeing this on Thursday, there'll be no skins on those two holes, and anything inside the white line around those pins is an automatic 2-putt. Your birdies will count if you hit the pin on your first shot. So that's been my morning. However, look forward to a nice day today and with my two friends here, and we'll start off with the anything happened this weekend that was kind of.
I don't know. It was really hot
out.
out.
Exciting happened this weekend? I don't know. It was a pretty dull weekend. Maybe you could talk about the dull weekend that you had.
Pretty quiet weekend. No, anything but. We had our club championships this past weekend. I'll tell you, it was amazing. We had about 100 members out golfing in the club championships. All our flights had great participation. 3 days, started on Friday, wrapped up Sunday evening. The weather, 30 plus degrees every day before the humidity. So we're talking like humidexes of 40s out there. It was a challenge, but in the end, we had some amazing winners. We had some repeat winners. So reclaiming his 2022 title, we had Jared Coyle winning the men's club championship, and reclaiming many other titles that she's had. Erica came out on top and winning the women's club championship. Really, really excited to see those two champions come out and play. They played amazing golf, John. Absolutely amazing golf. Came right down to the end for Jared. Jared and Shane Stanley, who also played amazingly, were tied on the 54th, coming down the 54th hole. Both hit it just short of the green on 18, and Jared was able to get up and down for birdie, wins the championship with a birdie on the 18th hole. Unbelievable. Congratulations, Jared, and congratulations, Shane, as well. Shane, you played amazingly. Hopefully we get that done in the years to come. In the flighted divisions, in the men's A flight, congratulations to Chris Melna, newer member, coming out on top. In the B division, Ian Arsenault, fan favorite, came out first time playing in club championships, wins the B. And then in the C division, we had Tyler Kadatz playing very, very well, and that's the Stableford condition. In the women's division, in the women's B division, congratulations to Tracy McNairn, who won in a playoff against Carly Taggart. So another playoff was had.
She's in a lot of playoffs.
Lots of playoffs this year. That's her third playoff this year, Tracy. And then in the C division, this was pretty special. At the end of 36 holes, we had a tie between two members, and they decided to share the winners. Now, what's special about it, it was a mother-daughter combo. So it was Nancy and Diane McLaughlin who finished tied after 36 holes. It was very nice. They settled with a tie, so they're going to share the trophy for this year, which was very, very nice to see. In the senior division, Emma Stodell won the senior, and in the super senior, we had Tracy McNairn, again, winning that for multiple times as well. So all in all, amazing weekend. Everyone was out. We had a blast. We did the hole-by-hole scoring. Everyone was doing the Golf Genius, which was great. So everyone at home was watching the scores. Everyone at the club was watching. We had the live leaderboard in the Pro Shop, which was new this year, and couldn't have asked for a better weekend.
Well, as Tyler's talking, you're obviously watching the B-roll video. I took that Friday, and if you watch, the best shot I saw on Friday was by Emma Stodell. She's in a trap on 17, and you'll have seen this on this video. She's in a trap on 17 on the downward slope. She's got 1 foot in the bunker, 1 foot out of the bunker. And I'm thinking to myself, this isn't going to be good. I don't know how she's going to get out of this. Well, God bless her. She hit a marvelous shot. I mean, she just to get it out was fantastic. She got it on the green. So Emma, congratulations on a great shot. I don't know how you did it. I was so impressed with that effort. But also you'll see on the 18th hole on Friday, Shane, Jared was to the right, left of the pin. He hit a beautiful chip shot, but missed a putt. So we got a par. They was there in 2. He missed his birdie. Shane hit it within 3 feet. Figuring, okay, this is a tap-in for him. He missed it. And that was the difference, basically, again, that one shot that could have had it. So you never know in these things where, one shot in 3 days could have made all the difference. So it's one of those things that happens. We had some, it was just a great day to play golf on Friday. It was a little warm. They had put the pins right at the back. Almost every pin was a blue pin. I played Friday, and it was just a long course that day. Mm-hmm. And it was fun. It was good. Anyway, congratulations to all the winners. Good, and also we didn't mention Jared not just won the championship. He won the President's Cup.
That's right. Not just Jared. So thanks for bringing that up. Both our champions this year. This is a historical record. So write this down in your history books. Both our men's and women's club champions also won the President's Cup.
That's never happened before.
Never happened before.
And the other thing, I think we'd have to go back. I don't think I've ever seen a 3-day lower score for a win than we did this weekend. I can't remember it. I think we had 2 rounds in the 60s and 1 round in the 70s or something like that. I can't remember it. So it could be, possibly in the men's, could be the lowest score ever for a 3-day championship. Brilliant golf by those golfers. Congratulations, Shane, for a great tournament, and also to Jared for winning it all again. So that's good for you. That's your second win. Let's talk about the course construction. We've got a lot going on.
Yeah, the sod crews have come in a few times and everything's prepped, and it goes from a construction war zone to beautiful sodded bluegrass as we speak. Though a couple of temporaries out there, today being Wednesday, but they'll wrap up really quickly. The sand will go in and we'll have some of those areas will be marked off. Joel and his team will be spending a lot of time in the next few weeks watering specifically those newly sodded areas. So you will receive relief from those seams until they root and grow in. They look beautiful once the sod goes down.
Yeah, I saw them poor guys who were out there yesterday. It was 35 degrees Celsius out there, and they're out there raking in the hot sun. I just said, you really picked a lousy day to do this. He looked at me and said, yeah, right. They were digging, and oh my God, the poor fellas out there. We talked a lot about this earlier. Just kind of give us an update of where we are with the maintenance building project.
Yeah, definitely. So we had a meeting about a week ago with Jane Wilson, a local architect that's been hired. She's wonderful to work with. And we have another meeting with Joel and Jane will meet this week, and the renderings are going to start to really happen quickly over the next 2 or 3 weeks. So that'll be an important step that we can communicate and display to the membership. It'll be nice to see, and Jane will be back again this Friday for the next meeting.
Yeah, Jane, if you don't know, she lives on River Road. Fantastic architect. I had her design an addition for our house. Did a wonderful job. She keeps the cost reasonable in terms of not just her cost, but the cost of building. She designs it in such a way it's easy to build. A very smart lady, very good to work with, and we're lucky to have her. And she's local. She knows everybody. She knows all the rules. She knows, what's going on in River Valley Conservation Authority. What do we have to do here? What do we have to do there? She knows all the local stuff. So we're very lucky to have Jane as our architect. Okay, this morning, God bless him, Mike Russell came in. Mike is a new member here, but not new to us at the club. He's been running a football pool for several years. Several members are part of it. So I thought I'd do a segment on the football pool, and I did. We had a great interview, except my mic crapped out. We couldn't hear a thing. So I'm going to get Good morning, everybody. I was very, very lucky. Yesterday, I interviewed Mike at the club and went to check to see the sound of it. Mike Russell, our head of our football pool, for our football pool, and there was no sound. It was just a bad day for me yesterday. Everything that could have gone wrong did. Thankfully, we got through it. But this morning, Mike agreed to do a Zoom meeting. Actually, it's going to work out better, as you'll see in a minute. And I'm very happy to have you, Mike. Mike Russell, a new member to Carleton, not new to Ottawa, runs a fantastic football pool. It's been around for close to 40 years now. And a lot of Carleton members are there, are in it. And we wanted to invite you to join this pool. Now, before we get into that, though, Mike, welcome to CTV Update this morning. And can you just tell us a bit about yourself and your background?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you very much, John, for inviting me here. And yeah, my background, I was born in Halifax, grew up in a small town in Nova Scotia called Sheet Harbor. And I'm one of those people that, as I always like to tell people, there's two types of people that are born in a small town, those who can't leave and those who can't stay. And when I was 18, I went to St. Mary's University, and it was still a little too close, and so came up to Carleton to finish off my degree. And whereas my brother, he grew up and loved Sheet Harbor, and I always say it's a question of more. For me, there had to be more out there, and for him, I don't need any more. So yeah, but anyways, after Carleton, I did a lot of work, in a variety of things, but worked in the oil fields for a while, and then I decided that because I had done a tremendous amount of teaching in terms of swimming. I was a national scuba rep in Canada for NAUI, National Association of Underwater Instructors, CPR, first aid, et cetera, et cetera. I decided that I would go into teaching and took my teacher's ed at Lakehead University, and then went north from there to teach with Indian and Northern Affairs Canada and on two fly-in reserves, and did that from 83 to 86. And then some of the people that I knew from the RCMP, and I had worked at their summer camp on just north of Manotick on the Rideau River, said, listen, Mike, there's this new organization called CISA starting up, and they're looking for people to become investigators. And I said, well, they're probably looking for young people right out of university, et cetera, et cetera. And he said, no, they're looking for people with life experiences. And I said, well, I have that. And so anyways, I spent 30 years in CSIS, in the field in headquarters. I worked 2 years in Pakistan as well too. So very enjoyable career. Worked with a number of people like Dale Riddell and Mark Cosenzo. And sorry for outing you guys, but you are retired. So, but anyways, yeah. So and then in 2016, when I retired, I moved back to Sheet Harbor. But after 8 years, I had the same thoughts that it's a little too small for me. So here we are, and I love the Carleton golf course and all the people I've met there. So
That's great. By the way, Dave Gervin is also at CSIS, and my wife actually worked at CSIS, and about it's such a big organization, and she actually came in at about the same time you did because she was with the RCMP, and then that's where they created CSIS from. A lot of people went over. I think, believe Dale was one of them. Um, so how did this pool start? I said it's almost 40 years old.
yeah.
You actually inherited this in the 90s or something. Is that correct?
Well, actually, yeah. I had a chance to talk to Mark Cosenzo because we golfed yesterday together, and after the interview, when we were talking about it, and I was mentioning some of the questions you had, and he said, yeah, it actually started in '86 when he joined the service, and he. And when I went to work for him in the, I think, 96 or 97 type thing, he was moving on to another job, and he asked me to join initially, and then he said, well, would you like to run it? And being the consummate organizer, I said, sure, why not? And I've been involved in it. There's a few years when I was in Pakistan, somebody else took over, and but yeah, it's literally been in operation for 39 years, which is pretty impressive. So we have 26 to 28 members. Usually, is our number type thing, but more people is a nice idea as well too. So
Yeah, well, we're hoping to get a lot more people in, and a lot of women. We want the women to join too. Yeah,
absolutely, yes.
hey,
And matter of fact, we
badly here.
yeah, we've over the years we've had one or two women participate, and they actually do quite well. A little more they're able to calculate out things, and yeah, it's very impressive.
So, what type of pool is it? Like, there's all sorts of suicide pools. I'm in the Broadway pool. You just pick the winners. This pool,
Sure.
and we'll put up the what you have to do every week in a second here. But what type of pool we
Okay.
got here?
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward pool. It's not a fantasy football pool or anything like it. It's just a question of the members taking a look at who's playing in the upcoming week, figuring out who's going to win and who's going to lose, and what they think the spread, the difference between the score that the winning team has and the score that the losing team has. So quite simple, and the only thing I always suggest to people is that it may seem like you should be putting up a big spread on some of the games, 10 or 15 points. Sometimes that can come back to bite you, as,
Oh
as
yeah,
you'll find out shortly. Yes.
oh yeah.
So,
Well, let's take a look at what weekly
sure.
participants do. This is a spreadsheet you send out. I know you send out a couple of things, but this is what I get every week. I usually fill out the Excel spreadsheet. And so this was first week of last year, Ravens and the Chiefs. And in you fill out this one. You don't touch this one. But I said that the home team, the Chiefs, are going to lose this game by 6 points.
Yep.
In fact, they ended up winning the game, I believe. But and then the Eagles and the Packers, I said the Eagles will win it by 3 points, and Falcons win it by 3 points. And then once all the games are in, what do you do when you with all this information?
Yeah, well, John, what I'll just step back a little from this because just so people don't think that they need to have an Excel,
Right.
software hooked up. I do Word as well too because I send out two score sheets, one like this and one a little simpler, which is the Word one, and you fill that out. And so if Word is you want to communicate, and there's a number of the guys that do, that's great. It comes in, and then I just copy and paste it right into that first box A, where you indicated the who's winning, who's losing type thing, and the difference. And then once the games are over, I have again another Excel format that I just enter all the wins and the spread in that, and then I just take it and copy it right into box B, and so it automatically fills in there. And then in box C, which we can't see the whole part of, but then at the end of the weekend, I just look and it tells me exactly what your score was, and so then I populate a sheet, an Excel again, as well as a Word one, which says, okay, this is where Mike Russell ended. This is where John ended. This is where Mark Cosenzo ended in terms of their scores. And so the one person with the least number of points is the winner for that week, and so on and so forth. And in terms of payouts, I do a payout in terms of the weekly ones. So the top four are the ones that get paid out at the end of the year, but they won it for that week. And it's the top winner would get $15. Number two would get 10. Number three would get 5, and number 4 would get $2.
Right.
And then as well at the end of the year, then there are the top four overall over all the games that we were played type thing in the weeks, and then I would know who were the top four winners, and the rest of the money is divided up into that. And because the price that I charge, is $50 per person to participate, which is fairly cheap. And there's probably about 40% of that goes out on a weekly basis over the year, and the other 60% goes to the overall standings. So
Right. So I just wanted to let people know, I don't have Excel. What I do is when I get your Excel spreadsheet, I convert it to a Google Sheet spreadsheet,
yep.
fill this out, and then I convert it back to an Excel spreadsheet and send it to Mike. That's the way I do it because it's easy for me. I can do it on my phone. I can do it
Yep.
anywhere if I forget. Now, let's take a look at this. This was a Thursday game, and they had a Friday game. Now, I could put this in on Wednesday just for these two games because I want to see the injury report on Friday for the rest of the games because I don't know who's injured. They don't publish it till Friday. So you can put in your two picks here, and then the rest have to be in before the first game starts on Sunday. Correct?
Yeah, and people have the option, and a number of people, soon as I send out the results on the Tuesday with the upcoming pick sheets for the next weekend, some people will put all their information in and fire it off, and that's great. Although they do have the option of coming back before Sunday morning and saying, Mike, I would like to change it a bit. Or you can just send me an email saying, Mike, for that Thursday game, this is who I think is going to win, who's going to lose, and by how much. If there's another game such as a Friday or Saturday, they would do that. But the end result is that prior to the first game on Sunday, and we always have to remember that sometimes during the year there are European games, which means that the game will probably be starting at 9 o'clock in the morning as opposed to 1 o'clock. So you need to get your full pick sheet into me by that moment. And I always remind people, like, there's nothing wrong with having side betters because I have three and who seem to win more off of me than I do off of them, but that's fair enough. And but that way, if you CC those people, like for whatever, and then I can't find yours, then we know you submitted it. So and normally that doesn't, there's emails are emails, but usually I get them. But sometimes if you send it to somebody else beforehand and you just forget to send it to me, then we know you've actually submitted it on time. So
That's great. So now to enroll in this, you just send Mike an email. I can't put the email on this. YouTube will flag it and they'll do. But in the description, I'll put Mike's email, and in the club, you can use the club directory to get his email, or I'll post something on the hallway going to the dressing rooms, and also in the men's dressing room as well. I can't get in the women's dressing room, unfortunately, but you'll have access to that. So that's how you would get enrolled. So just and Mike, what you get an email from someone saying, I'm interested. What do you send them back?
yeah, no, and actually, I sent you my frequently asked questions for new members, updated for this year, so you can put that up for them as well too, I guess, or however you wish to do it. But anyways, yeah, it's the $50. Two options. You can either e-transfer me, and I already have sort of a setup, so you don't need to put in a security code or security question and answer. Secondly, the other option is if you don't do that kind of stuff, then you can send me a letter with a check, and that will all work as well. Long as I have the funds prior to the first game of the year, then you're registered in. And normally when we get to the end and it's getting close to seeing who's doing it, the last week, especially the last 2 weeks, but especially the last week, I usually give updates sort of as the game's sort of like 4 o'clock. I'll send out something to everybody saying, okay, here's how people have done so far, and just to keep them going along. And afterwards we do a playoff pool, which is more of a suicide thing in the sense that obviously teams are going out. So, but again, you're picking who's going to win, who's going to lose, and there's money to be made on that as well. So yeah, and we only charge $10 for the football for the playoff pool.
Well, that's great. And Mike, I want to thank you very much for doing that. I hope we get some more people. We got a lot of people at Carleton already in this pool, and it'd be a lot of fun. I know in our foursome on Wednesday, we're all in the pool, and we're all talking about who'd you pick this week, who'd you pick that, and you're crazy, and of course I'm a Dolphin fan, and it's easy for me. I follow that team very closely, so I know when they're going to tank, and so I usually have a pretty good pulse on that team, but the other
Yeah,
teams I have no idea. Sometimes, like you said, you pick a big spread, thinking,
yeah,
oh, Miami's playing Buffalo. Buffalo's going to wipe them. It's going to be a 28 point. You can't get yourself to put 28 points, but maybe you put 21, and they do it, and wow, you've
yeah,
bested the field. And sometimes Miami surprises you, and they only lose by 3. They still lose, but they only
yeah.
lose by 3. So you really get creamed.
Absolutely, and that's part of the fun because sometimes you're thinking everybody thinks okay, this is the winner and this is a loser, and somehow magically storms, whatever it may be, that
Yeah,
the wrong team wins. And but the way I look at it and I tell people is okay, so everybody get burned on this one.
yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, some weeks the upsets are just incredible, and not just by they'll win not just by 7 points, they'll win by 28 points, and you're going, that team was favored to lose by 10, and then they win by 28. So yeah, there's a
yeah.
differential.
And the one thing, just to finish up there, John, but the one thing I've found over the years as well too is that when you look at the average set of scores that people are getting on a weekend, sometimes it can be up over 200 because just the games have gone sideways. But other times, the scoring will be between 50 and 75. Everybody's sort of on their game, and the games are going the way it should. So that's what makes it fun. So
Yeah, it is. Anyway, Mike, I want to thank you for joining me again this morning.
no problem.
I think this worked out better because they could see the sheet and everything. And
Yeah,
hey,
and I love the background.
anyway, everybody, thank you very much, Mike, and
Okay.
look forward to a whole bunch of people joining this year.
Sure, absolutely. Thanks.
Bye bye now.
Bye bye.
Tyler, I noticed we have a new face in the pro shop. Maybe we can talk about who we hired for a little while.
Yeah, so mid-season hire. This young gentleman reached out to me. His name is Luke O'Connor, and he is a graduate of the Durham College sports management program. So he has a passion for sports, a big baseball player, loves golf, and he's taken over some of the admin role in the pro shop. So he's going to be functioning kind of as a golf shop supervisor. He's going to be helping with scheduling, going to be helping with the day-to-day operation, but also going to be helping behind the scenes with the merchandising, with the inventory, with all of the receiving as well. So we're really happy to welcome Luke on board. So next time you're in the shop, if you see him, he's towers over all of us, so it's not hard to miss him. Come say hi to Luke. We're really happy to have him join the team, and you'll see a lot of him around here. He's going to be an amazing addition.
Yeah, he was out there this morning serving coffee because the satellite members were sitting there waiting, and good for him. He took initiative. Seems to be a very good addition for our club. Pro Shop Specials. Tyler brought some shoes down this morning. What do we got?
Yeah, so this week we're doing a sale on shoelaces. So it's just going to
be... or you'll get the shoelaces if you buy the shoes.
You weren't ready for that one. So we have, we're starting to get a lot of our fall collections in. We want to do a little shout out. We like to combine promotions together. So what we're doing is we have a lot of shoes that we need to move. What we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks is with every purchase of a brand new pair of shoes, you're going to get 20% off that same brand in a golf polo. So if you buy a FootJoy pair of shoes, you're going to get 20% off a FootJoy shirt. Buy a pair of Puma shoes, you can get 20% off a Puma shirt. Nike, all the different brands, Adidas as well. So it is a buy and save. So you buy a pair of shoes, you get a nice discount off a new shirt.
Well, that's good. That's a wonderful deal. Good for you. Okay, looks like we got some kitchen specials here. Oh boy, that looks good.
Yeah, great lineup this week. Thanks to Chef and Leanne. We've got a whipped Mediterranean feta dip, some roasted tomatoes, pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, served with some sourdough, nice appetizer there. Lobster mac and cheese.
Wow.
And this dish has been prepared in a nice skillet, and Chef is actually doing the lobster tail right on top of the dish. So this isn't your small bowl with a little bit of lobster mixed in. It's an entire beautiful tail served on top of the mac and cheese. And then we have a veal shank linguine, a very tender, fall off the bone, great pasta dish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, looks good this weekend. That's great. Along with our regular menu, which I really love and enjoy.
And in addition, John, we just wanted to mention to everyone, we are able to accept your own wine, bring it to the club for a corkage fee of $25 for any members that would like to do so. We can accommodate that.
Okay, that's good news. So if you like your wine's better than what we're serving here, there is a corkage fee though. You should be aware of that, and that's good. Calendar of events. So on this weekend we have our hole-in-one party, and it's a Gatsby theme. And what time does it start? And what's going on?
Cocktails at 5:30. Hope you have your roaring 20s.
I am ready. I am ready.
And then dinner will be about 6:30, 6:45. We're pretty well sold out, which is amazing. And we'll be outside for the cocktail, and then we'll be inside for dinner. For some of our new members attending, we encourage costumes are definitely part of the fun, but if you don't want to dress up, it is optional, and you can still come to the party and have a great time.
It's not hard to dress up for that. You got a pair of white pants, that's all you need, and a blue blazer, you're good. If you have a bow tie, even better. That's basically what they wore, folks. If you're men, women, a little bit more difficult, but as I said to you before, my wife and I went to Value Village and we found lots of stuff there. We found jewelry, we found for her, and we found, I found a bow tie, and yeah, it's kind of neat.
So that's probably the better option. Anyone needing a tip or two on their costume, just call John.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and then of course you can donate it back to Value Village once you're done with it if you don't want to keep it. On August 18th, we have a women's Interclub. What's that about, Tyler?
So this coming Monday, we are hosting our leg of the race. So the Women's Interclub is hosted throughout 4 clubs in Ottawa, and we're going to be having a little event starting at 9:30. Tea times run from 9:30 till about 11:30, so the tea will be closed for the Interclub. There'll be tea times before and afterwards, obviously, but we're really excited to host them. It's been organized by Diane Foss, who's taken on this year, and we're really excited to have them.
Very good. And on August 25th, of course, the greens are being aerated, but our senior men's are up in Buckingham, senior men's intersectional team. They ready to go?
Let's break our streak. We have a streak not to. We gotta break our streak. So we're relying on our senior men to break the 2025 intersectional streak that I don't want to say out loud, but it's not great.
And then I looked on the calendar this morning, and I'm seeing this weird thing I've never seen before: Women's Mystery Tour, August the 28th. I'm sorry, Tyler. Tell us what the Women's Mystery Tour is.
It's a mystery, John. It's a mystery. So what we are doing is really exciting, actually. So this is actually a pretty popular event in Toronto, in other parts of Ontario and Canada, where 2 clubs will collaborate during the off season, and they will arrange to have a group of their women go to an undisclosed club, and that club, a group of their women, come to their club. So we've established a mystery tour with an undisclosed club where we're bringing 28 of our women, which is already sold out. It didn't take long to sell that out, and 28 of that club's women's will be coming here for golf and for a nice little lunch afterwards.
Oh,
So we have a coach bus already arranged, they're booked in, so we're leaving the club at 7 a.m. on the 28th, and the tee times are going to be at 9:30 at the Mystery Club. So some people are already doing the math. You can tell, like, what's an hour and a half or two and a half hour radius on getting somewhere, and it's going to be so much fun. So there'll be a little bit, we're running as a shotgun that morning, so there'll be some availability for golfers to play in the morning before 9:30 and then after 12 o'clock in the afternoon. But it's going to be a lot of fun to host them and to send our women off to the Mystery Club.
So the rest of the items I have on calendar, I'm just going to mention because they're in September. We'll talk more about them in the future videos. But we got the Senior Women's Intersectionals at Carleton, September 2nd. For us men, the September 6th, Quinn Hoffman is coming up. Also, Learn to Love It on September 6th. And September 7th, the Women's 3 Club Plus Putter Challenge. And I have a couple of things I want to say. First of all, I watched these guys this weekend. You know, we're so lucky to have two dedicated people like this who put on, it takes a lot of preparation to put on a club championship. A lot of preparation. These guys worked extremely hard. And I know even on Sunday you were alone because you were in a tournament, the PGA. But you guys worked all weekend on that hot thing, and you came back and helped out. Thank you very much for all your service, for what you did. You ran a great tournament, and on behalf of the club and the members, we certainly appreciate everything you guys do. So thanks for all for that. Also, one more note. This gentleman here just turned 40, so happy birthday, my friend.
Thanks, John.
I was telling him that on my 40th birthday, I walked in, I was principal of St. Nicholas Adult High School. I had 7 female secretaries, and unbeknownst to me, my secretary came up to me at the end of the day and said, "John, didn't you notice anything today?" I said, "Well, thank you for the birthday party." And I said, "No, we're all dressed in black. Every single one of them, we were dressed in black." Well, because when you turn 40, it's like the second half of the year, like your life, you know. So I didn't notice of it. I just wasn't, I was just out of it that day. So anyway, happy birthday. Welcome to the second half. And thank you very much. And everybody, until next week, play well.